Can you do me a favor? Can you get Instagram and iTunes right this episode?
Can you do me a favor and go fuck? What is up, everybody, and welcome to another edition, episode 6 of the Geek Cast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru. I am joined once again by my buddy from England, Toby. Toby, what is up? How are you doing?
I'm good, just getting jiggy with it.
Oh, for the love of
And I have to. Never mind. Today we are joined by fellow Team Geek member Allan Paxton. Allan, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I didn't know we were doing catchphrases.
No, it's
didn't know
not.
that.
Don't ignore him.
We each need an intro catchphrase.
We don't need no intro catchphrase. Today we have as well a special guest, my buddy Miguel. Miguel, how are you doing today?
Doing well here, thank you.
Miguel actually has been in a couple of my videos you guys have seen. We've done some retro hunts and stuff together. We've done some Amiibo hunts together. That's actually how me and Miguel met originally. We were both hunting Rosalina at the same time at Target. We met. Miguel gave me information that was faulty. He sent me to Best Buy to get a Meta Knight, and we sat in line after the Rosalina for like an hour, 2 hours at Best Buy just to find out that it wasn't there. So
there was a group of us there. So
I know. Yeah, no, it was a group of us. But we became friends after that. We exchanged numbers. We talk all the time. We hang out and stuff. It's good stuff. So like we do every episode, we're going to start off with the Geek Outs. We are going to go to our guest, Miguel. And Miguel, what are you geeking out about this week?
I have to tell you, the first thing I'm geeking out is the game Destiny, The Taken King. I can't wait till it comes out because I hear they're going to do updates. They're going to fix many of the problems that was involved in that game. So I'm definitely geeking out for Destiny, and also Super Mario Maker, which is coming very soon, September 11th, and I'm geeking out about that.
What are you? You're playing Destiny on the Xbox?
Yes, I'm playing it on the Xbox One.
Let me ask you a question. What was your reasoning to go to Xbox when Destiny is more or less getting more on PlayStation than it is on Xbox? But what was your reasoning to go to Xbox?
Well, originally I was I had the Xbox 360, so I enjoyed the system, and I figured Xbox One would be even better, and I just chose to play Destiny on Xbox One, and I also have a PS4. I love the system also, but it's just a choice.
I was just curious, just because, and the only reason I ask is because a lot of people play Call of Duty on Xbox, and then so that kind of led to a lot of people buying an Xbox One in the beginning, early going. My understanding with Destiny is that there's more stuff given to the PS4 edition than the Xbox One edition, and that typically dictated why people went to Call of Duty, because they seem to get all the releases earlier and all the stuff for that first. And I was just curious. That's all.
There was some just perks. That's all.
Yeah. Toby, what are you geeking out about this week?
I'm geeking out about third-party Amiibo, because over the past 24 hours or so, Shovel Knight was subsequently leaked and available for pre-order. So it's sort of a last-minute leak. Everyone thought it wasn't real, but then it was. And then at 4 a.m. in the morning, Bobby sent me a Facebook message saying, "It's up on game, go pre-order." So I got up first thing and went and pre-ordered one for me, got one for Bobby as well, because he can't get them yet, and he probably won't be able to get them because there'll probably be some crazy exclusive. You have to climb up a mountain to pre-order or something.
Probably right.
But yeah, I'm excited about the possibilities of other third-party Amiibo, because Nintendo said that they're open to that in the future.
Yes, definitely. And I know Allan, we had spoke before the show started, and you're geeking out about the same thing. And I sent Allan a message at the same time, and Allan too got one as well.
Yeah, I sadly was at work, and when I got it, it was like, that was 15 minutes ago, and I'm thinking, it's going to be gone by now. You know what, like? And I just ran, found a spot, and I'm on game, and I'm, filling my information. My fat finger's failing me, and then locked it down, and I'm thinking, that's another £15. There you go. But it's also more money from them towards new games. I've got 92p at the moment.
I think, too, I mean, I'm excited about this, and the main reason is because, Toby, we just had Image and Form on last week, and we discussed this a little bit briefly with them, because that was what I was geeking out about last week. And it's exciting to think that, because my understanding is that this was something that Yacht Club paid for and is doing in partnership with Nintendo. So that has me excited to think that, what other indie developers and such are going to go to Nintendo now and say, hey, we want to be part of this. We want to do this. Yeah.
Tell you what,
I would love either Rusty or Piper from Image and Form. I would love for them to do that.
That's what my Geek Out was. I mean, the Shovel Knight itself, it looks cool. I do think they missed a trick, and I did tweet out that I think they missed a trick with the pose that they picked, the kind of stoic kind of with the shovel. Yeah. But it's okay, yeah, what are we going to get in the future? And it's like you say, the Steam World Heist kind of characters and that. For me, a Mighty Number 9, and it's going to sound weird, but a Box Boy amiibo would be really random.
That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool, though, a Box Boy one.
But I think a Plague Knight amiibo to go with the Shovel Knight one.
That would be good.
If it's successful, that would be cool, yeah.
I can see that.
And then is it going to just be confined to that, or will Nintendo be open to big third parties coming in for their games? So could we get a Dragon Quest series of amiibo?
But the thing of it is, other than Japan, there's really not many third parties in the United States. We don't have hardly any third parties coming. So maybe with the NX, I could see them maybe doing more. It'll be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. Me myself personally, I'm geeking out about something that kind of took place this week. We picked up a third member to the Geek Cast, and he's been a part of Team Geek for a while and all that stuff. But Allan is going to take on a full-time role now with us here at the Geek Cast. He's pushing aside scheduling issue. He's kind of pushing aside.
Thank you. Bow to me, mortals.
He's kind of pushing aside Full Fat Gaming for a little bit, just because of scheduling issues and such. So we felt like it was easier just to bring him in here to be part of this team. So we're going to basically, the way we're going to do things for the ongoing future is it'll be a 3-person podcast. And we will still bring in a 4th person occasionally when we can. When Mark from Warp Whistle comes on, it'll be the 4 of us. And we have some other guests lined up in the future, and that'll just bring in a 4th person whenever we do it. And whenever Allan can't be here, it'll either be just me and Toby, or we'll bring in a 3rd person. So I'm excited about it. I'm happy that Allan decided to join us. It means a lot to me. We've been friends for quite a while now, and we formed our bond over a Gold Mario, and it's been he's been in love with me ever since. I don't blame him.
Have. No, I've got to say, thanks for having me, because it was it's a double-edged sword. I was a bit gutted having to end the whole Full Fat Gaming, but with one hand you lose something, with another kind of you gain. But at least now I can still bore people with my opinion on stuff. So
this is true. You know what? I'm gonna let you in.
Plus, he said that if I didn't, he was gonna melt the silver Mario that he's still got.
I did say that. I wasn't gonna melt them. I was gonna open them, and I was gonna smash them into a bunch of pieces and then send them to you.
That's right, because you said that you were going to do that, but then he said if you do that, he's going to fly over and he's going to melt your entire collection on a hot.
Yeah, it was something else. Yeah. But I'm going to let you in. I'm going to open you up to a little secret that not many people realize. Allan, do you know how you got that gold Mario?
You've regaled the story. I think I have Miguel to thank for that, don't I?
Yes, Miguel actually scored that for you.
Miguel is my amiibo fairy.
Yes.
Wow, thank you.
I mean that in the best possible way. Thank you.
So there you go. So now we're going to move it along. We're going to move into what we're playing. This time we're going to kick it off with Allan. Allan, what are you playing?
Splatoon and Yoshi's Woolly World. I started that up. I'm trying to level up my character in Splatoon. That's going slowly. I didn't start from the beginning. I'm still trying to find my feet with all the upgrades and that. And Yoshi's Woolly World is deceptively hard. It has moments where it feels like a hardcore platformer, and I'm like dying, and I'm going, why am I dying? This game's for kids, but no, it's really, really challenging.
It's a
Are you
deception.
playing it for full co-op, or are you playing it on your own as well?
Single player. Amy may jump in at some stage, but at the moment I'm trying to get forward a little bit before she jumps in.
See, now that has me excited because the last Yoshi game I played was on the 3DS, and I did not like. I enjoyed it, but I thought this is for babies. This is baby mode. Like I'm zipping through. It's real easy. It's a cake, and I've heard this about this game where it's got a little bit of a curve to it. Like it has some difficulty to it, which makes me happy because I enjoyed the original version of this game, and I always kind of wanted them to go back to that and make a serious platformer. So I'm happy to hear that, that they're doing that.
And if you love collecting in games, that game is full of things to collect.
And they have stamps, correct?
Sorry?
They have stamps?
They have stamps. Yes, they do. Yeah, you collect them as you go through each level, so you can see the little icon appear when you collect a new stamp. And for folk like that, the one that is probably the same as like when you get 3 stars in a Mario Kart track, you're like, yes.
I kind of wish, I kind of wish that what they would do with stamps is make that kind of their achievement.
I agree.
And
speaking of achievements,
give people the opportunity to see, like, to compare with your friends, like what stamps do they have and what stamps did I have? Like, yeah, that would be awesome. I think I wish they would open that up a little bit. But
Nintendo had registered a patent for achievement type system, and people were speculating that might be for the NX.
That'd be nice.
It was like you could. I think it would like record a little bit of footage of when you got the achievement, and you could share that directly with your friends.
That'd be cool.
Something like that. So that would be cool.
That would be cool. Toby, what are you playing at the moment?
Well, as always, a bit of GTA Online. It's like my staple. Actually, last night, Mike and I we were recording like a car chase with each other. So I made this character. I changed my character's outfit to make him look like an old-fashioned 70s cop. So he was in like brown suit with like a yellow shirt and like a 70s hairstyle and moustache and everything. And like my car was like a big American muscle car, like a brown one with a big black stripe down the middle. And then Mike's dressed up like a chav. Right? So he's got his tracksuit and his hoodie, and basically we made it look like he robbed a petrol station. And I was like happened to be parked outside, and we're chasing each other. And what we're doing is we're saving each other's footage, and we're going to send each other the footage because you can, you capture the footage on PS4, and we're going to edit it together into a little police chase like video.
That's cool.
Because I think next month Rockstar are finally releasing the Rockstar editor on PS4, which is basically a thing where you can make your own little movies within GTA, and you can like change camera angles and stuff. There's a lot of like unique stuff you can do with it, but before that actually comes out, we thought we'd get a bit of practice and make our own video. So
that's awesome. Miguel, what are you playing at the moment?
I'm going retro. I'm playing the Mega Man remix. So I'm a glutton for pain. I like to play the games where you're frustrated and you got to repeat it over and over again. But
did they up-res that or do anything for HD for that?
A little bit. They did. It still has its original, but you can make it a widescreen. There's some galleries and music and some collectibles, things like that, but nothing, huge. But I just like the Mega Man collection. It's only the first 6.
Yeah.
When you make it widescreen, does it just stretch the pixels, or can you actually see?
Actually,
more?
it's actually better. It's not like you won't see it pixelated. It still retains its the game, but it's good. But and on the sides, it has like kind of like the video game case where you have the side with paintings or drawings on it. So it's not like a full widescreen. But it's
okay. So they took the black bars off the side.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I already own them, everything 1 through 7 on the Wii U, and then I also own X 1, 2, and 3. So I didn't want to buy. I might buy the physical just to have the physical copy when it comes out later on this year, or I think it's early next year. It's coming out on the 3DS. I might buy that, but I'm not going to rebuy this.
How much is that going to hit though? Is it going to be is it a full retail price or is it more of a discounted price?
It was $14.99.
All right, that's
a good price.
That's not
I have never played a Mega Man game.
I'm the same.
Really?
Totally.
Really? That was like, yeah, wow.
Wow, you guys check it out.
Good.
I don't know if it's just a European thing though, because in America it's all you hear about is like Mega Man, but in Europe it's Sonic and Mario.
Let me ask you a question. Both of you guys a question. Did you enjoy Shovel Knight?
I still haven't played Shovel Knight.
I still haven't played it.
I love Shovel Knight.
What's wrong with us, Alan?
I know. In my defense, I'm tempted to buy it today because I just got paid, so it's like, it's on.
Wait. You both are flipping out about Shovel Knight Amiibo, and you never get off.
That's amazing.
The character is cool.
That's amazing.
I've seen plenty of gameplay videos of it. It looks like a good game, but I'll get it eventually.
Because I did ask you, Bobby, about what was the best platform to play it on, because I am going to buy it, and you're saying buy it on the original that it came out on, so I like it on
3DS, and I liked it on Wii U.
I was debating which one to get.
I think I might get it on the 3DS.
Although, if you buy it on the PS4, you get Kratos in it. If that's true.
I got it for the Wii U and Xbox One, and it comes with Battletoads or something.
Yeah, Xbox One has Battletoads.
You see, I still think that I'm hoping that there's going to be a release, an announcement because of this Amiibo, that they're going to be like, if you take your Toon Link Amiibo or your Mario Amiibo and you scan it, they'll give it NFC somehow, and you can then have.
That'd be cool.
If it was cross-buy, if you bought the Wii U one and got the 3DS one as well for the same price, then I would get it in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but originally it came out for the 3DS, then later it came out for the Wii U. It wasn't like it came out identical times. So, I mean, Nintendo's got to work on that cross-buy stuff.
Definitely.
Myself, I am playing Destiny.
You are? Wow.
Yes, I just bought it yesterday. It was on sale at Best Buy for $14.99. With Gamers Unlocked, I actually paid $11 for it. So awesome. I said, you know what, I'm going to buy it.
Are you motion sick yet?
No. I played. Now I only played about 30 minutes in, but I did not feel myself getting sick at all. Normally, by 30 minutes in, I'm starting to feel the effects, and I'm not at all with this game.
Did Peter Dinklage's voice acting make you feel nauseous at any point, Bobby?
I didn't mind his. I like Peter Dinklage, and I didn't mind.
He's on the way out, though.
Yes, very soon.
I know he's on the way out, but I don't understand the hate for him. I don't feel like you're playing a robotic ghost. What is he supposed to sound like?
I don't think it's a hate situation. I think he didn't have time to always come in when the game developers wanted him to record something.
No, I mean the hate from the fans.
I mean, a lot of the fans said he sounded unenthusiastic, and I can see that. I mean, if you look at,
I can see that.
You look at Portal, and you've got the little robot guy that follows you around, Wheatley. He's got such a great personality. So just because it's a robot doesn't mean it can't have a personality.
Yeah, I guess. But he's supposed to be a ghost too.
I think there's a great story behind Destiny, because from what I've heard, that game, like so many that have come recently, was a totally different beast at one point, and then changed really late into the game to become something else. So I think that might have something to do.
Well, Mark from the Warp Whistle podcast plays it religiously, and he's been on me to get playing it. And when this deal came up, I was going to buy the Taken King, and I probably still will. But I figured, you know what? For this price, this is worth it for me to try, get my feet wet, figure out if I really like this game or not. It doesn't hurt me to pay $11.99 or $11. It doesn't hurt me at all to pay that. So I bought it, and I said, why not? And then the other game I actually started playing this morning, giving it another go, was Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, and I really, really like this game. Like, I figured when I was playing the first time, I was playing and Tony was there, and she was talking to me while I was playing, and I was missing a lot of what I was supposed to be doing. I wasn't really focused on playing it properly. So this morning I started it, and it was just me and the dog, and he just lays there and goes to sleep. And I was playing, and I was like, oh my god, I went the totally opposite direction I was supposed to go when I went through the gates the first time, and I went and I found the little kid that you're supposed to find. I found him, and then I went and found Pax later, which it's a good game. It's short. It's only like that little bit, and I guess you play that level over and over and over again. Yeah. So, but it's giving me a taste of what Phantom Pain will be about. So that's kind of got me excited.
The last Metal Gear I played was what was it? Twin Snakes on the GameCube.
Horrible.
I dabbled with Metal Gear Solid 3.
That's awesome.
It is a good game.
You play for 5 minutes, and then there's like a 2-hour movie trailer.
But that was in Metal Gear Solid 2 as well. That was just a. But from a gameplay point of view, I always found them a little bit. The menu system was kind of a bit archaic.
Yeah.
From playing Ground Zeroes, and someone that never played a game since then, I am really tempted to play Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah. Would you say it's going to be a better gameplay experience since you?
I think so.
Dabbled?
Yeah, I think when I went back and I played Ground Zero again, because Ground Zero is basically more or less like this is a trailer or a teaser of what's coming. I liked it. I liked the gameplay. I liked the mechanics. I'm getting a feel for it, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. So we'll see how it works out. I think it'll be good. I'm excited for it.
Cool.
Okay, so now we're going to move into our regular topics at this point. So we're going to start off the Wii U. It's definitely been a challenging console for Nintendo, and I think it's been one of the more challenging consoles. It's a failure. Sales-wise, I don't think that it's a failure. Games-wise, I think it's got a lot of great games on it. What do you guys think went wrong with the Wii U, and what would you have changed? Because we have the luxury of hindsight now. So looking back, what would you have changed about the launch and the way things went with the Wii U?
Well, I think the first thing is, for me, when it launched, it had a abysmal launch lineup.
Yes.
And it had third-party support at that point, but they weren't supporting it in the right way. They were putting their games that were already out on other consoles, and they had been out for like a year, like Batman and stuff.
Yes.
And they were like rehashing them and giving them a new like fancy subtitle, like Armored Edition. Yeah. And it was like they were supporting it, but they weren't putting their heart into it. And it was kind of like that whole thing of the third-party relations were just. Nintendo was like, oh, we've got so much support, but really nobody seemed to really be pushing like that support forward.
Yeah.
And obviously, the gamepad idea is their unique selling point for this console, but nobody really found a good use for that to actually sell the console in marketing or anything like that. So, I mean, there's loads of stuff you could talk about, but
I mean, for me, the Wii U is a victim of Nintendo's own hubris at that point. They've come off the crest of the Wii, and I think it can be summed up that the initial presentation where they revealed it, when the gaming press is coming out of a presentation you've just held for your new home console, and they don't know if it's peripheral for the existing system or it's a standalone home console, you need to address that. From a branding perspective, calling it Wii was it confused it. It looked like the Wii, and it just everything about the system. It was Nintendo saying, "We know what you guys want. Here it is." And ultimately, it was a case of, well, you didn't really know what people wanted, and you've misread the market completely. And it's a shame. And then I think they just didn't woo the right third parties, as Toby was saying. We kind of got half-hearted. Here's your version of Mass Effect 3, and then I think it was before it even came out. EA announced the trilogy pack.
Yeah.
For all the consoles, and it's like straight away you're kind of, why am I buying that when I can get the first two included for the same price?
I have to agree. There was no wow factor like when they presented the Nintendo 3DS, and they showed the 3D effect. Everybody was wowing, and everybody was talking about the system. They couldn't wait to get their hands on it to try it. Another thing is, if we could start all over again with the Nintendo Wii U, I would say have something like Metroid. Everybody was waiting to hear about a Metroid game. And if the Wii U started with a Metroid game, either Metroid Prime, what have you, instead of that other M. You know, that other M Metroid game was, I'm sorry, I didn't like it. But if we had something like Metroid Prime, I think sales would have went up for Nintendo. Something like that. Popular character, popular game.
I feel like there's a lot that I feel like
Slamming the Wii pad, though.
I didn't have a problem with the gamepad. I felt like the gamepad was innovation, and I'm all about that. Like if Nintendo, let's look back. The Rumble Pack. If Nintendo did not come out with the Rumble Pack, your controllers wouldn't shake today. You know, there's things that Nintendo has done over the years. Their innovation has been amazing. Mm-hmm. The gamepad, my issue, like with Allan, what he was saying was the media was idiots, straight up. How a fan can sit there and watch that presentation and know that this is a new console. When you watch these guys, you know, come out of the presentation and go, well, what is it? You know, when Sessler's sitting there and he's questioning Reggie, and Reggie's telling him it's a console, and he's still questioning, like, well, we don't know. The guy just told you it's a console. You're really questioning it at this point? Like, I felt like those people just had an axe to grind. And it's just like, because Nintendo, they were obviously Xbox and PS4, well, PS3 fans at that point. You know, they were bashing the Wii for years at this point because the Wii was basically dying a slow death. I just feel like the media kind of turned their back on Nintendo for a minute, and they were taking that opportunity to take shots at them. I also feel like the media has an issue with Nintendo more because Nintendo's kind of secretive with everything that they're doing. There's no love loss. You know, we know that they hated the fact of the changing of the press conference to the digital events. And let's be honest, who does that hurt? It don't hurt me as a viewer. It's better for me. It hurts the media because the media don't get to sit there in a giant room and clap for everything that comes out. Other than that, it doesn't mean anything that it's a digital event. I think the quality is better at a digital event than otherwise. But that said, I feel like they dropped the ball because they didn't have voice chat at the beginning. I feel like,
and still don't in some games.
They still don't. I mean,
do you remember when the console first came out? How slow and horrible the operating system was.
Yeah.
Everyone's forgotten about that, but like when you turn it on, they've updated it and it's snappy now. But
let's be honest, that's something that wouldn't have affected people from buying it because people wouldn't have known. I think.
Well, more casual people.
I think when people grabbed it and exactly. Casual fans wouldn't have really thought anything about it. Yeah. I feel like I agree with you guys with the games, the way they launched and all that stuff. I feel like they had a decent lineup. They just had garbage games, and I blame the third parties for that. I blame, like you guys just said, the Mass Effects and the Arkham
Nintendo's ridiculously long launch period.
Yes.
They were like, these games are coming out within the launch period, but that launch period was like a year. So.
Well, let's be honest. When they first announced the Wii U, they announced Smash. Smash took 2 years before it hit? Come on. You can't tell people that Smash is coming at launch and then don't even launch it for 2 years. That's just dumb. Yeah. I feel
that thing like that he was supposed to make a Smash game at that point. He came out of the conference going, "There's a Smash game?" That's what people were saying. So.
And I also feel like they dropped the ball because what's the game that would have sold consoles through the roof? Mario Maker. If Mario Maker launches with the Wii U, we're not even talking about the Wii U being a flop. Like, I think this is going to actually sell systems at the end of the console life. The pricing was a little steep. That's one thing. I think the pricing was out of line of typical Nintendo consoles. But if you had Mario Maker at the launch, I think you sell more systems. And I think because that's the killer app that people have been begging for a long time. that and Splatoon are the two reasons why you need that gamepad. Everything else doesn't really matter.
There's a big factor. I mean, I think, yeah, the third parties need to take stock of how they deal with Nintendo, but I think that a longer conversation that can be had another time is about how the fans have a responsibility as well. You know,
Absolutely.
we call out for games and then no one buys them. But a worrying trend that I see as we run into the NX next year, at least the reveal, kind of if we look at the parity, we heard about the Wii U when it was known as Project Cafe, and then we were kind of a few months we found out what it was.
Yeah.
Had Nintendo not made that DNA deal, I think we would have been in the same boat with the NX, whereby just before E3 we're going to hear these rumblings.
Yeah.
Worryingly, that to me, and the trend that seems to be happening with Nintendo, they don't involve third party, at least Western third parties. They don't. Okay, yeah, you're going to sign NDAs, but there's still going to be, words coming out. And what I'm worried is, with NX, are they going to have third party support? And I don't want the Wii U to repeat. The Wii U, as Bobby said at the beginning, it's dying a death. I think to be fair, that system was dead in 2014. I think 2015 is to an extent the swan song. We're going to get Zelda next year, but if that's not on NX, I'll be surprised. And if it is on NX, the Wii U version is just going to be forgotten, like the GameCube version of Twilight Princess. And I just hope, we obviously lost Satoru Iwata a few months ago. Whoever takes over, they're going to have to see through his vision for that system, the new one. But I'm kind of more interested in where we go, what NX becomes 2 years down its life cycle or 3 years, and what's after that, where Nintendo goes. But
I mean, so let's take this and kind of push along. Amiibo. Do you see Amiibo sticking with NX?
I would say as long as the money is coming,
yeah,
and the popularity will still
I
exist.
don't know if they can rebrand that now, though. I think that they'll have to stick with the Amiibo kind of titles.
Yeah.
Unless they kind of say, oh, and this is where we're taking Amiibo and come out with like whatever they kind of call it.
Well, I mean, we're looking at a situation now with Amiibo where you have the Mega Yarn Yoshi, you have Animal Crossing cards. Where do you guys draw the line? Like, where do you guys say, I'm not buying these Amiibo?
Yeah, I think Yoshi for me. I'm not gonna get the Mega Yoshi. I'm not gonna get the Animal Crossing cards. The Amiibo figures, I'll probably continue, especially if they continue to create figures like Shovel Knight. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the cards and then other things, I have to draw a line somewhere.
Toby,
I think Nintendo.
Okay,
I'm in the same boat.
I was gonna say, Toby, are you getting cards or no?
Well,
you're not doing.
The thing is, I'm not personally getting cards, but my wife Karina, she is getting the cards.
Okay, so then you're getting cards. What you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm physically, if it was up to me, that I wouldn't go out and buy them. But
question for you: is Karina getting the Mega Yarn Yoshi?
I don't think so. I mean, cause the thing is, we've got.
Think or you don't know?
I don't know yet, but
okay. So that means you're getting the Mega Yarn Yoshi, you're getting the Amiibo cards. So stop the nonsense, Alan.
Ladies and gentlemen, my thumb is on top of Toby right now.
Alan, what are you getting?
I just literally today got blue Yarn Yoshi. I've posted a photo on Twitter through the Full Fat Gaming. Right, I love it. I draw the line at the big Yoshi because if they'd announced, here's your Yoshi, and you're getting just big ones and then 3 colors, I would have bought that. And then I wouldn't have bought the small one. I've bought the small one. I'm not buying a big one. I say that now. That might change. I'm not buying it.
You're so
I think they'll keep Amiibo because... Yeah. I think they're going to keep Amiibo around, and I think the proof of why is how excited Toby and I got for the Shovel Knight Amiibo, and we haven't even played Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
They know that they've got, maybe not everyone, they've got a small collection of people who are, I'm not going to buy any more Amiibo, I'm going to stick with the Smash series. Hey, look, Shovel Knight. All right. That was me. I said I'm only going to buy Smash. And it's like, you posted, hey, Shovel Knight's real, and I'm like, it's up for pre-order, and I hated myself.
No.
Like, if that person ate the whole cake, they just look at that plate at the end, shaking their head about themselves.
Now the cards, are you into the cards or no?
No. The only cards they could get me into is if they do a Pokemon series where you get a game that ties in with the cards. Because I won't buy Pokemon figures.
I kind of thought like the cool thing with the Pokemon cards would be like if you put a game on the console and I have cards and you have cards. So you know how normally you'll play the cards. It'd be kind of cool if it was like, okay, Bobby, you make your move, and I take my card and I tap it. And then you take your card and you tap it. And then we watch the Pokemon on the screen kind of battle out. That would be kind of neat. But Toby, I was only breaking your stones. Seriously, what's your feelings?
Well, like I say, if it was up to me, I'd probably not get the cards. But because we pre-ordered the new 3DS Happy Home Designer console, it comes with the book that you put the cards in, like the collector's book.
So you bought the console, and it comes with the book?
Yes. And it comes with packs of cards and other stuff. So.
Reggie, I know you're listening because you're our biggest fan. I can't stand you, bro. That's horrible. How could the United States do we just get shafted every which way? It's not even funny.
But the thing is, like, after collecting all these Amiibo, and I've got all these other ones on pre-order right now, I'm actually starting to worry a bit more about how much it's costing me, like this whole collection. And it turns out it's a lot of money, and if they start allowing third parties to release their own lines, then who knows how many different Amiibo are just suddenly going to start springing up. And if I keep my same mentality of got to collect them all, then, I don't know, I'm going to have to start sacrificing other things. Like maybe I won't be able to buy the latest game next month because, I've got my Amiibo addiction that I've got to feed. Like, I know that's like first world problems and everything, but
it does
do
become
I
a point,
I want 100% everything?
Yeah, I mean, there's a boy on the MVC Amiibo group, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, Adam Rowlands.
Yes.
He's big into that, and he made a really great point, and it sums up my feeling about kind of, I have to budget for these now. And he's like, it kind of becomes a chore when you have a spreadsheet and how you're going to pay for everything, and when they're coming out. And I do think Nintendo have screwed the pooch with their release schedule. I mean, this month alone, I'm out of pocket £100 because they've decided we're going to release 6 on one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, great, good for you. I've got bills to pay, and you've hooked me on this. Yeah. Why not 2 a month and just keep them coming instead of we'll give you 6 this month, you'll get 2 next month. The month after that, you're getting 1. Mm-hmm. Then they announce, now you've got Shovel Knight, so add that to the one. It's like, just give me a break.
Yeah, it's a little aggravating.
Probably like have a subscription plan where you have Amiibos coming every month or something like that. A series.
Yeah.
Well, there is that Nintendo box that they're going to do, the monthly Nintendo box. So
maybe
you will get it.
Is that going to include Amiibo?
They haven't said.
I don't know. They haven't said yet. Okay. But Loot Crate did their own special, like 6 months of special Amiibo Loot Crates. Random ones. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd like the random factor of it, but you got to admit,
no, sorry, Toby.
If there's going to be a Nintendo box, then we're all random Amiibo or not.
Yeah.
For me personally, for me personally, like I was like, I'm not buying a Mega Yarn Yoshi. I'm done. I'm out with that. And then I talked to Tony, and Tony's like, no, we need 2 of them. We need one for the dog and one for me. And I'm like, just kill me now. And then the cards.
Happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely, I love her. I love her. I love you, Tony. If you're listening, probably not. She's like these morons. No, but for me. With the cards, we originally had said, like, well, let's get 1 set. Let's both collect together and get a set. And then now we're looking at 2 sets, like, because I kind of got excited for the cards a little bit, because I kind of thought, like, this is baseball cards all over again. And I haven't collected baseball cards since I was a little kid. So I kind of got excited about the cards. And even, like, Garbage Pail Kids, we used to collect them as kids. And so I'm excited for the cards. I'm into the cards. If it wasn't for Tony, I wouldn't. Right? No, I don't think they're priced. $1 a card, I think that's a little high.
It's $1 a card.
It's $1 per card. $1 per
And do you
card.
have to buy bundles, or do they?
You buy packs. You buy packs.
How
Blind
much is a
packs. A pack is $6. It comes with 6 cards, which is more than Japan. Japan pays about $5, and it's 3 cards in
But
it.
how much are Pokemon cards in America?
I don't know. I couldn't. Miguel, how much it was when you were buying Pokemon cards, Miguel?
That was years ago, but I remember usually they buy them by the boxes now, so they're between like $29 or $39 for like a box of cards.
Yeah,
individuals, I would say about like between $5 to $7 for a pack.
Okay, so that kind of wraps that up. We're gonna move on now. We are going to move on to, with Super Mario Maker coming out. The kind of cool thing about it is it has all these different styles, and it's 2D, obviously. And it's always people have their favorite 2D and their favorite 3D Mario games. But I just want to say, what's your favorite Mario game? I don't want you to have to decide between versions, 2D, 3D. It's strictly favorite Mario game. You got one game to pick. What is your favorite Mario game of all time? Let's kick it off with Miguel this time. Miguel, what's your favorite?
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Okay,
My
for
favorite.
the NES.
Yes.
I had a feeling that was going to be your favorite.
Yes.
I think you might have mentioned it though.
Yeah.
What's what about it? What makes it your favorite?
Well, I like the Tanuki Mario. I just like the music because it's infectious. You still like. I remember playing the game, and after I'm done, I'm still humming the song or the music. I love the airship levels in the game.
Yeah.
You never knew what to expect. Just expect secret levels. Also, like when I first started playing the Super Mario Bros. 3, I remember crouching down on a white brick, a block, and then I went right through it.
Yeah.
And then at first I said, "There's something wrong." I made them. There's a glitch somewhere, and it wasn't a glitch. It was like the very first time I played it. And then you could play behind the screens, and I love the subtle secrets that the game contained. I just enjoyed it.
Well, my Super Mario Brother, the game I think is the best, Mario Galaxy, hands down. Visually, it looked amazing for being the Wii. The score was amazing. The way they managed to get full orchestral score in a platform game. It was bloody difficult to play, and I just think when you look at Mario 64 all the way up to it, it just was the perfect example. And I do think that game made Super Mario 3D World a big letdown for me. Mm-hmm. But had they done it reverse, where it was like 3D World into Galaxy, that would be, for me, that's the progression. They need to kind of work on that for the next game, personally.
Yeah. So, Toby, what's your favorite all-time Mario game overall?
So it was going to be a toss-up between Super Mario World and Mario Galaxy 2, but seeing as I'm not allowed to have one for 2D and one for 3D, I'm picking Mario Galaxy 2, because Mario Galaxy 1 was just amazing and so fresh, and every level had a new idea to it. But Mario Galaxy 2 was just sort of like the ultimate DLC for that game, basically. It was just like an expansion of that game. Mm-hmm. And like I said, every level's got a new idea, but they had things like Yoshi as well, which just added like another level to the gameplay. And just that game is just the most creative, fun 3D platformer that I've ever played. It's got to be one of my favorite games of all time.
It's funny because when we did the Zelda one, it was like real quick and easy. It was like bing bing done. You know what I mean? Like me and you were on the same page, and this one we're nowhere near the same page. Like it's a nightmare. It's and none of us.
You're gonna pick something classic, right?
You know what? For me, and I went back and forth on this one very hard, and I'm gonna say one that people are going to like rage over. Mine is
not Sunshine.
Huh?
Sunshine?
No.
Mario Sunshine? No?
Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 2 for me, and the reason being is when that game launched, I remember being a kid, and it was on the news every single night. Like, it's sold out. You can't get it nowhere. And it was like, I remember playing that game. I wasn't able to get it. It took me months to finally get a copy of this. And my cousin got a copy for Christmas, and I would beg my parents on weekends and his parents to let me spend the night over on the weekends so I could play Mario Brothers 2. And I would be allowed to on certain weekends, and I remember like compiling all my information. I'd get all my Nintendo powers together and go to his house in an attempt to try to beat the game before, as quickly as possible, because I knew that my time was limited with the game. And then when I finally got the game, I was able to go through, take my time, and beat the game. But I played that game so much, and I loved that game so much, mainly because I felt like it was graphically wise. It was the first revolutionary turn for me. Like, when you looked at what happened between Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, it was horrible.
Yes.
Like, graphic-wise. I mean, it just... I don't mind the game. I like Zelda 2, but graphically it was just horrendous. And when you looked at what they did between Mario Brothers 1 and Mario Brothers 2, it was night and day. It was just like, blew me away graphically. Like, it just looks beautiful. And granted, looking back, it's not the greatest, 2D game, like, looks-wise. I think it's very good. I think it still holds up and it still looks well, still plays. That's the thing with a Mario game. The controls are always dead on. It doesn't matter what system you're playing on. Other than the 3Ds. The 3Ds can get a little wonky, and that has to do a lot with the controllers and the cameras. But on the 2Ds, the side-scrolling Mario games, it doesn't matter. Like, the games are perfection in terms of, like, controls. So I just loved Super Mario Bros. 2. Like, I really... And in Japan, it was called Super Mario USA. But
what I find really interesting about Mario Bros. 2 is how it's really like influenced the future of that franchise, especially in the modern games, because a lot of like the new Mario mechanics, like the way that Luigi does his like fluttery jump and Peach floats and Toad can pick stuff up and he's faster than everyone else. Like those like core gameplay traits, those characters have made their way into future games. And like you said, it wasn't originally meant to be a Mario game. It was like Doki Doki Panic, I think it was in Japan, and they sort of reskinned it and added stuff to it. But a lot of the like Mario enemies that we have now are from that game. So it's just really interesting how that had such a drastic.
But I don't understand where the disdain comes for this game. Like, that's what confuses me about it the most. Is I don't understand why people don't like it. It seems like they don't like it at all. And I remember at the time, it sold like hotcakes, man. It was like, and Miguel, you can verify with me. Like, in the United States, like, you couldn't get your hands on that game.
Well, I had to beg my mom to go to New York to get the game. I remember as a child, I lived up in the northern Jersey area. But anyway, I had to beg my mom to go to New York just to get the game. I loved the game too. However, the only thing I did not like was the ending. I don't want to spoil. Yeah, it's like, after you beat the game and on, then boom, he said, I'm like, that's it? Really? I played this whole thing, it's just a dream?
Listen, it's a 25-year-old game. If you can't spoil it at this point, then people got problems. Like,
you're right, it's true. But I'm just saying that, but I like
Mario's never really been about the story.
The design, the color, the story, I liked it.
But you know what? But that I liked that the most about that. I think that's one of the things I liked the most about that game was because there, like Toby said, there's really no story in the games. But to think that like this game is basically Mario dreaming, and that's what's cool about it. Like, they did things that they didn't do in any of the other games.
That's true.
And it was like all this stuff was just kind of like, and Peach wasn't a prisoner like she did in 90% of the Mario games.
Yeah, like a damsel in distress.
Yeah, and it was just kind of cool that they did this stuff. So I really liked it a lot. I really, really enjoyed it. So at this point, we're going to move along. I think we're in consensus that Super Mario Bros. 2 was the greatest game of all time, so thank you guys for agreeing with me. All right, so right about now, we're going to move the show along a little bit. We are going to move into the game that we play every week called Get Your Facts Straight. This game is basically where the people on the show, they bring two facts to the table. They will read their facts, and the other people that aren't reading the facts have to guess whether it's true or false. We keep score. The winner gets a round of applause because we're cheap. And so we're going to start with Toby this week. Toby, what is your fact for the week?
All right, my fact, or my first fact, is, you know, in a lot of Zelda games, you'll find a Mario cameo. So, for instance, for an example, in Ocarina of Time, this is the most famous one. In the castle window, when you sneak in the castle, you can see a painting on the wall of Mario and Luigi. But my fact is that since A Link to the Past, every single mainline Zelda title has had a Mario cameo in it. It might not be Mario himself, but something from a Mario game has been in every Zelda title since.
Miguel, I'll let you go first. Do you think it's true or false?
I know that I can see a few of the games that have a cameo or some element of Mario in it, but I can't say that all of them after that point had something. So I'm going to say for me it's false.
I agree. I think it's false.
You're scumbags. You got it right. It's false. But it is in a lot of. It's at least half of them have got a cameo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is in a lot, but I don't. For the
and
any
vice
restriction
versa.
match, I think it's in every single one. Now, it wasn't Link to the Past, I believe, wasn't it? Weren't they saying that Nabbit?
There was a Mario painting.
Yeah, but they're also Nabbit and Rovio. What's his name? Rovio. They looked very similar in character design.
Oh yeah, that's in A Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds. Miguel, you're up. What's your first fact of the week?
Okay, my first fact is, in the game Star Fox, the game's animal races were derived from Japan folktales, except for Slippy Toad. He was inspired by a former member of staff. The staff member had written Ribbit Ribbit on all his memos whenever he sent it out to Nintendo. What do you think? I'll say it a little quickly. In Star Fox, all the animal races were derived from Japanese folktale, except for Slippy Toad.
Toby, since you got shut out last week, I'll let you go first.
That's true. 100%.
I agree. That's true.
It is true. It's actually true.
Wait, that's a good fact. I like that one.
That is good. That's a good one.
The thing is, that was fresh in my mind because there was that bit where they unveiled Star Fox Zero and Miyamoto was going around the shrine and he was talking about the origins of Fox.
Yes, and
how
the arches, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
My first fact of the week is I got two. I'm trying to think which one I want to do first. Animal Crossing on the GameCube. So on Animal Crossing in the GameCube, you can actually open the top, take the disc out, and the game will continue to play. The reason for that is that on the Nintendo 64 in Japan, that game came out first. And the game is so small that it actually can fit on the RAM of the GameCube. And that's why it's allowed to do it.
Here, you said GameCube and then N64.
So when the GameCube, when Animal Crossing came to the GameCube in the United States, it was a port of the N64 game called Animal Forest. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because that game was so small, that game actually fits on the RAM in the GameCube. So that's what I'm saying.
Go on, Miguel.
Sure, put me on the spot.
That's Tic Tacs.
I never really played Animal Crossing, but I did hear something along that line about when you pop up the disc, you could take it out, and then the image will still be there. You won't really miss anything, and you can continue. I don't know. I said I don't really play it, so I can't say true or false. But what the heck? I'm going to say it's true.
And Toby?
I'm going to agree. I'm going to say it's true.
It is true, yes. And that it was why. It was basically
we know our facts.
It's a port it's a port of the N64 version, the Japanese N64 version, and it was small enough that it could actually fit on there, so you could actually do that. Toby, you're up. What's your next fact?
All right, so we all know what happened to Sonic 06 and how abysmal that game was. How Sonic fell in love with a human lady, right? Well, it turns out that wasn't the first time he fell in love with a human lady, because in the original Sonic game, the story was going to be he was, instead of saving animals from Dr. Robotnik, he was going to save his girlfriend, who was called Madonna. But they scrapped it so they could have the animals instead.
I think that's false.
Why do you think that's false?
It doesn't matter. Miguel, what do you think?
It sounds far-fetched. I'm thinking like...
But remember, we had Mr. Needlemouse last time.
Listen,
on the last episode.
Toby, let Miguel tell us. What do you think, Miguel?
I believe it's false.
What is it, Toby? True or false?
It's true.
Really?
It's true. The original plan was to have him saving his girlfriend Madonna from Dr. Robotnik, but then they changed it because they didn't think it was appropriate for children.
See, why did I think it was false? Because I thought you were trying to mix things up, because you always tell the truth, and I think that you were trying to throw me off.
Well, my first one was a false, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, this is true. You're right. Miguel, you're up. What do you got?
Okay. The character known as Popopo during the development was changed to Kirby as a result of an American lawyer, John Kirby, who defended Nintendo in a lawsuit initiated by Universal City Studios Incorporated. The case was over the use of the name Donkey Kong in 1984.
What was that Popopo bit again?
The character known as Popopo during the development, or its development, was changed to Kirby.
Basically, so it was the Kirby design name.
It was the Kirby. Yes.
What he's saying basically is when they made Kirby originally, he was named Popopo, and then they changed the name to Kirby in honor of this.
So what was the lawsuit for then?
For Donkey Kong.
For the name Donkey Kong.
So what's that got to do with Popopo?
He's saying.
I'm confused though.
Can I read it again?
You're saying Popopo.
Read it.
Listen carefully, Toby. The character known as Popopo, during its development, the name was changed to Kirby as a result of an American lawyer named John Kirby, who defended Nintendo in a lawsuit initiated by Universal City Studios.
There was nothing wrong with the name Popopo. They just changed it to Kirby because they wanted to honor Mr. Kirby.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
This is tough because Miguel likes to make stuff up. So I'm going to say it's false.
It's actually true. There was a lawsuit because
Universal. You, Bobby. I win.
It ain't over yet.
Yes,
it's over yet.
Because to Universal Studios, they had the movie King Kong. So because when Nintendo came out with Donkey Kong, Universal Studios weren't pleased with that, so they sued them over the name, and they didn't want the Nintendo to use Donkey Kong. But Nintendo won, and they thanked the Kirby guy.
I really did think it was true at first, but then I thought...
I knew. That's why I said it.
Yeah, the reason why I thought it was true was because there's so many facts and details to it. He's reading off of something, so I thought, maybe he's right. But then I thought he might be trying to mess with us a little bit. So, okay, so right now the score is Toby 3, myself and Miguel at 2. This is the final question. So Miguel, you can tie it, and then maybe if it's a tie, I'll do a tiebreaker for you guys. But anyway, so Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This is the game that or the fact that I'm gonna throw at you guys. When the creator of the game, he's making the game, and he decides to put Mario in as the referee. He didn't ask permission from Miyamoto. He didn't ask permission from anybody. He just put him in. When they went to the final process of testing the game out and stuff, nobody picked up on it, and nobody knew anything about it. And Nintendo launched the game with Mario in as the referee, not realizing that Mario was a referee.
You know what? I'll go. I'm going to say it's true because I remember when Punch-Out came out in the arcade, they didn't have Mario as a referee. And then when the Nintendo game came out, I don't know if they slipped that in, but I'm going to just say it's true. I should stick with that.
See, I'm going to say true because I feel like I've heard this not too recently on Did You Know Gaming on YouTube.
See, this is where you made a mistake, Miguel. You went first, and you gave this big thing, and Toby's going to basically pick the same thing as you because he doesn't want to lose. So
no.
He doesn't have the heart to go opposite of you. So he's going to basically pick the same, but it is true. It's a true story. So Toby won this week.
Told you I was back with a vengeance, Bobby.
No, yeah, Toby did win.
So Toby won for Miguel 3, and I came in last with 2. And actually, Allan came in last with 0. So Allan
loser.
So Allan's first time at the game, and he completely lost. So sorry, Allan. So that basically is our episode for this week. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I want to thank Miguel for taking the time out to come on and be a part of this episode. Miguel, real quick, do you want to plug your Twitter now that you actually have a Twitter?
I know, right? Well, if you want to email me, my email is superknightarmor@gmail.com. Knight with a K. And my Twitter is superknightarm, since I can't fit the whole word armor in it. So it's superknightarm at Twitter. All right.
And Toby, you can check Toby out at Toby's_take. I am at the Geek Gurus. That's on Instagram and Twitter. I got it right this time. See, Toby, why?
Hey, Miguel, you just got your first follower.
Who? Oh, Miguel. Oh, he's over there. He's over there. Son of a gun. Anyway, so that is all. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched it, if you're listening on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, we really appreciate it. And also, if you could leave a comment or a rating on iTunes, that would be awesome. Even on SoundCloud, that's how we kind of move up the ranks and all that stuff. So that would be awesome if you could do that. Shout out to Matt South. He was the first one to leave a comment on iTunes. We really appreciate that, and he gave us a rating and all that stuff. So thank you, Matt. That means a lot to us. That is all. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and all that jazz. We will be back next week. Allan will be here full force. Next week, we're actually going to do a top 10 3DS games of all time. We're basically going to bring our top 10 lists, and then we're going to try to determine a Geek Cast top 10 list. And I have a feeling that's going to take the whole hour, so I don't think we're going to have any other topics at this point. But so thank you guys. Again, last time I'll thank you guys. Peace, mother.
Bye.
Bye-bye.